Lord have mercy. Yo, what's good, everybody? How ya doing? How ya doing?
Yo,
Yo, my man Sketch, what's good, bro? And my man Ruby, what it do, dog? Man, we was just on the phone with each other, man. I gotta run and put some paint clothes on real quick. I ain't do that part yet. I just wanted to get the stream started. But yo, let me run it. You still in traffic? Hey, that's what you get for living in the city, bro. You talking about sitting in the traffic, dog. Yo, one accident gonna fuck up your afternoon commute. That's all it takes. I'll be right back, guys.
Stress and aggravation, smoking flame. Take the same flame, smoking Mary Jane. Get a spark of inspiration, gotta change your destination. Elevate to higher plane, all the education. Trappers entertainment all the same. If you know the basics, take the middle road and don't complain. If you want advance, blaze your own path, take a new way. You can do it one day, 2 days, on a Sunday or a Tuesday. Forget whatever who say, just as long as you say that you tried your best. When they put you to the test, cause you learn from life's lessons and you live off respect. A whole way, then move with grace, at a slow pace, never showcase. Just exhibit excellence in my old days, then make mixtapes for my doorways. A whole way, then move with grace, at a slow pace, never showcase. Just exhibit excellence in my old days, then make mixtapes for my doorways. My mama was a crackhead, my daddy was the dope man. A bad situation was the state that I was raised in. To live vegetarian is the only life I'm facing. Running from the state, but still I feel caged in. Trying to get a new connect, making deals with Haitians. I rock it up, jumping down and selling to Caucasians. I'm saying, street life make it hard to sleep right. I smoke weed and the fiends still skin bites each night. Each life makes a decision to try and reach Christ. But me and when I pull heat, you gonna see light. It seems like all these demons just wanna take mine. In daytime, all these haters, I let them take nine. We moving out in the minutes to have a break time. I'm hard as the streets, so you niggas can never break mine. Never seen you grind, hustle is a one time. Break the bank of 1 and 9, I just seen it one time. A whole way, then move with grace at a slow pace, never showcase. Just exhibit excellence in my old days, then make mixtapes for my doorways. A whole way, then move with grace at a slow pace, never showcase. Just exhibit excellence in my old days. And make mixtapes from my doorways.
One day or 2 day, on Sunday or Tuesday. Do whatever do say, just as long as you say.
But you tried your best when they put you to the test. Cause you live on nice lessons and you live on respect.
Hey, 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 hey.
And make mixtapes from my doorways. And make mixtapes from my doorways.
My throwaways, my throwaways, my throwaways, my throwaways.
Elevate to higher plane.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, I'm back. I got paint clothes on, so if I get paint on myself, I ain't too much concerned.
We blowing that green, we smoking weed lane, we smoking weed lane. Sweetest bud you ever seen. Keep it high all day, all day, all day. Y'all niggas roll L's, but you're really not smoking. That homegrown you got right there is for the vultures. I smoke the best reefer around, no joking. You can't see the.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get this part out the way. These streams for Instagram and YouTube are for entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional and I do not hold any degrees or certifications in any field, so I do not give out any advice whatsoever of any kind, whether it be political, financial, medical, religious, or otherwise. So, if you think anything I say is true, I always advise you to do your own research and figure things out for yourself, because I am wrong most of the time because I'm doing this for fun. And this stream is for entertainment purposes only. So you should not take anything I say seriously or literally. Don't believe anything I say for any reason. Because, why? This stream is for entertainment purposes only. It's the only thing it's for. Enjoy. So we're gonna talk about how bad Kamala Harris bombed on Fox. Yo, she can't. Yo, when I knew it was done, I knew it was done when she said. He said, "You're trying to turn the page from what? You've been in there for almost 4 years." And she said, "Donald Trump is running for president. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about." He's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." Right there, it was over. She said, "Come on, man. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about." No, we don't. We actually don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And she got flustered and stumbled and still no answers, no concrete answers. Yo, like, I think anybody who I can see why there is still a lot of division between the Republicans and Democrats, because even in my first attempts to understand politics, it's the narrative and the propaganda gets pushed so hard. And so when I first tried to look at politics, it did appear that, the Republicans are just for rich white people and the Democrats are the party of the people. But then you gain a better understanding of how the country actually runs and who actually runs the country, and the real masterminds behind our national agenda and our international agenda. They don't care what party is in power as long as they can have control over the party. And it seems like, 20, 25 years ago, the Republican Party were more inclined to do the bidding of the deep state. But it seems like in more recent years, the Democrats have decided to take that position as as to say, oh, we'll do whatever you want because it'll line our pockets and make us wealthy. And so now it always shifts back and forth, which the first thing I always question at a very young age is, why don't we have two presidents from the same party back to back? And ever since in my lifetime, since I've been paying attention to politics, it's Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. And it just keeps going back and forth ever since Reagan. And so early on, I always questioned, like, if one party was doing better than the other party, wouldn't that party produce at least two presidents back to back, where the country says, yes, the Republicans are the party of the people, and that's why we've had, two consecutive Republican presidents. But it hasn't happened in my lifetime that the party holds the seat for 16 years. So I always question that. I always question why it goes back and forth. And then I always question who is doing more bidding for the deep state than for the American people. And right now it just seems like the Democrats want to push this really weird agenda of confusing people on sex and gender, trying to continue this globalization agenda of shifting funds everywhere because we're a global community, which is kind of true, but I still like my nationality. And also the censorship of the freedom of speech is really, really heavy on the Dem side now. They just want to silence everybody, and they don't want anybody to say anything factual or true if it's not litigated through them first. So I don't know. Watching her interview on Fox News was what I would have anticipated it to be, because this is her first time going on a network that doesn't outright say it, but we know it's a right-leaning establishment. And all previous, she just refused to go, and Fox News is probably the only one that leans heavily to the right the way that it does. Every other news outlet, and that's how you know, it's like kind of controlled. And even Tucker Carlson got booted from Fox News because he was saying too much true shit. And every other debate or interview has been on all these left-leaning networks, and she had really easy questions, and they would challenge her opponent way more than they would challenge her. And when she finally goes on a right-leaning network that's going to really push hard, she couldn't do it. She could not do it. Which proves to the point that she is a controlled puppet. She reads and memorizes scripts, and for her to give a completely authentic, original, unique answer from her mind is impossible for her. For one, she probably really couldn't do it, and for two, she's told not to do it. She's told not to really speak what she thinks. We have a script for you. We need you to be this person. This racially fluent, ambiguous, lawful woman. And she can't be that because she's been pushed up through every position her entire life. Her entire life. I advise everybody, if you guys haven't watched it yet, watch Harris on Fox. She's so phony. Once again, every response is scripted, and on top of that, when you really pay attention, you'll notice it less than halfway through the interview. She can't give a response without blaming Trump. She says his name like 50 fucking times. This is an interview about you and what you and your campaign have envisioned for America. She could not do that. Every time she opened her mouth, it was like, well, Trump did this, well, that was Trump's fault. Well, we tried to get the bill and Trump started talking to people and what Trump did 4 years ago, and then Trump keeps saying that the election was stolen and Trump, like, she couldn't answer a question. She couldn't say anything without, and that's her script writers. That's what they're telling her to say. You have to hammer the fact that Trump is a bad, evil person. Not what you're capable of or your abilities or what you have in store for people. We don't need to worry about that right now. Just tell them Trump is so bad, you shouldn't vote for Trump. You shouldn't vote for him. And that was her whole argument throughout the interview. But she couldn't land it well at all. It did not land. She could not land it. That message that she was trying to send just was like, the interviewer did a great job. I don't know what the fuck he was, but he was like, nah, we need answers, lady. And she couldn't do it. And so, once again, I haven't voted in over 20 years. Now I'm gonna have to give Trump my vote this time just to show that I'm not a sheeple. And it's Democratic propaganda. You're not black if you don't vote for me. Bullshit. That shit ain't gonna fly no more. And the African American community really needs to start thinking for ourselves and not just vote Democrat or vote blue because of tradition. Bro, you gotta watch that interview, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy. She couldn't hardly hold it together. From the first question, he asked a yes or no question. And then she was like, well, what we tried to do was, no, it's a fucking yes or no question, lady. And she goes into this long scripted answer, and that's how you know she's fake as hell. She's fake as hell. Now, when Tucker Carlson went to Russia to interview Putin, you would assume that Putin kind of did the same thing, but what Putin did was gave really long answers. This motherfucker is just long-winded. But he gets to the point. I kind of think the same thing about Trump when people say, well, he doesn't really answer questions. He does for the most part. This motherfucker just long-winded as fuck, yo. He just takes a long time to get to the point, nigga. Use less words, man. Use less words to answer the question, bro. But Camilla, she'll ramble off a word salad, and halfway through, you forget what the damn question was. Yeah. Like I say, I'm not comfortable with this administration trying to play us for idiots. I'm not cool with that shit. And I think each administration that's run by the deep state does the same thing, and they just assume like, well, we've dumbed down the American population so much so that they will always believe what's on television. But now, in the past 10 years, we have a wealth of alternative media. We have real thinkers out there who take their time to assess the information and put out content for us to observe and for us to take into consideration and make our own decisions. And they don't like that. And that's why the Dems want to have censorship over all social media platforms. They tried to ban TikTok and all of this shit because the Hunter Biden laptop. That shit was censored by social media. And if more people would have realized that was a real thing. That the Biden family is all fucked up, and his son is a crackhead out here fucking prostitutes and doing deals with foreign countries, and only getting these deals because his dad has so much political pull, and then his father having all these shell companies where he's bringing in money from China and Ukraine, and then all of a sudden we go around backing Ukraine in their war against Russia, and it's just like, if we would have known that shit before the election, do you think a lot of people would have voted for Biden this time around? No. But that's what they want, though. They want that censorship factor where we'll let you know what's true, and we'll do all the fact checking for you. The world is changing. The deep state has been exposed. It's been exposed for a while, but having a highly visible person like Trump who has such a big following, and when he says, you know, the deep state is real, that's a fucking threat. He's a threat, and that's why they keep trying to shoot this motherfucker. Oh, Trump got all the racist people following him. If people were so fucking racist like that, why hasn't she been shot at? She's black and a woman. Why isn't her life at risk from some crazy ass racist hillbilly who just could not stand for this to happen? Nah. But the all-American white dude from New York who's been a businessman his whole life, he's getting shot at. I mostly do just a lot of question asking. Because I don't know shit for a fact my damn self. Because these things are for entertainment purposes only, and I am not giving out any facts at all. I just be asking questions because sometimes shit don't be adding up. It don't. So I gotta try to ask the question, why the shit not adding up? Obama was supposedly the first black man of this white racist nation. Why didn't he ever get shot at? There was a lot of hate for Obama and all the monkey memes, and somebody had a Halloween decoration of him hanging from a tree and all kind of shit. I was like, whoa. But nobody ever took a shot at him. They didn't try to shoot this motherfucker twice. They didn't shot at him twice already. Why is he such a threat? It's a question. It's just a question. You know what I'm saying? I think people who, not blindly, but just people who follow this Democrat thing, this Biden-Harris thing, I think they refuse to ask themselves enough questions. They refuse to ask themselves enough questions. They just get talked to. Just tell me what I need to know, and they don't question anything. And once again, the media has been so good at demonizing Trump. Like, you don't see anything positive about this dude. So if you don't like him, and then you constantly see negative shit about him, then you'll never change your views or give anything a second consideration. And that's a part of the plan. And once again, so that's why when she went on Fox, she had to constantly bring his name up in a negative light and constantly say, it's his fault. It's his fault. it's his fault. He asked a question that everybody wants to know. He said, "Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and let's turn the page. You've been in office for 3.5 years. What are you turning the page on?" Her response was, "We're turning the page on the last decade of what's been going on." The last decade, this nigga was president for 4 years. So you gotta go all the way back to Obama? You got to go back to the last couple of years of Obama administration, the Trump administration, and the Biden administration to get 10 years. What does that mean? We're turning the page on the last decade. In the last decade is once again is Trump's fault. Everything that happened in the last 10 years is his fault. And the fact that he wasn't in office, but he just talked to some people in Congress that didn't and told them not to pass the border bill that they wanted, and that's why the border's so bad right now. Really? When you got into office, the Dems had the Senate and the House. What do you mean? Y'all had control over everything. It was a full Democratic presidency. And you fucked it up. And then 4 years later, you're still blaming it on the other dude, the orange guy, Mr. Cheeto. And the interviewer kept saying, "Yo, bitch, hey, make everything make sense, bitch. Make it make sense." And she couldn't. Nothing. She couldn't make anything make sense. Oh, well, he said the election was stolen. Man, y'all still talking about some shit from 4 years ago. We talking about right now, what's going on right now. Why y'all keep sending money all over there and all that shit, man? No answers. Who's the biggest threat to America right now? Iran. Well, why don't you act like Iran is a threat? She wasn't even up there for an hour. Her handlers, the people with her behind the camera, was like, "Cut! Cut, motherfucker, stop! Stop! Stop asking questions." Because she was bombing so hard. She was bombing so hard. They were pleading, like, "Stop! Stop! It's done! Stop!" Not even an hour, not even a whole hour worth of conversation. She got there 15 minutes late. Got there 15 minutes late. Didn't do a whole hour. Her handlers were telling the interviewer to stop the interview. That's enough. But she wants the black vote because she's black. I ain't trying to tell y'all what to do. Do you think Trump could have possibly set up himself for political fame? You can go back all the way to the 80s, bro. This motherfucker's been doing interviews with Oprah and everybody else since fucking 88, 89, in the 80s. In 88, I was 7 years old. I was 7 years old, and people were telling Trump then, "Why don't you run for president? You would make a great president. You would be a good president. Run for president." And in the 80s, he was like, "I don't think so. I'm a businessman. You know, I'm such a big businessman. I have to deal with politics a little bit because I do real estate and construction. So I need to know codes and regulations in areas I want to build buildings, and that comes down to policies and politics." And he's like, "That's enough. That's enough politics for me. I don't really want to get into that game. I think it's a kind of sleazy game to be in. And he always said that shit. And he always talked about putting America first. Ever since the fucking his first few interviews when he was a younger man in the 80s. Saying, yo, China's beating us at everything. We need to step up our game and our economy and do better, America. Because China's going to win and overtake us. Look up old Trump interviews. He didn't set himself up for political fame. He just, I don't know. I think he's a motherfucker that has a lot of pull, a lot of reach, and he honestly feels like he can do a better job than other people. He has that ego shit. Like, I can run this country better than any of y'all motherfuckers who've been in political science, got degrees and all this shit, and I can step in here and do a better job than y'all. And he did. And he said, you know what? I don't even want to pay. I'll do it for free. And it's no, Trump, you gotta take the money. We gotta pay you. He donated the presidential salary. Most people don't know that. I think the president gets paid $400,000 a year. $400,000. Some millionaires, that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who makes $1.4 million a year. And that's like little millionaires. When you get into the big billionaires and shit, like $400,000 is their quarterly some shit, you know? Like, I'm good on the money. I don't need the money. Why did he do that? That's another question to ask. Why did he run the country and didn't even want to get paid for it? I think it was a little bit of an ego thing, once again, where he just felt like all of you guys are some fucking dumbasses and I can probably do this shit better. Motherfuckers been asking me to do this shit forever. Let me just try my hand at this shit and see how it goes. And he won. And he didn't start any new wars. He had a lot of decent ideas that got shadowed and pushed on the back burner because his handlers, after a while, realized like, oh, this motherfucker is gonna be one of them JFK guys who really tries to like make change and do shit for the country. We can't allow him to do that. And so that's why Pence don't back him anymore, because Pence is for the globalists. And that's why he had to get rid of a lot of his original staff, because I assume eventually he realized like, oh, all y'all motherfuckers are just fake ass leeches anyways. So I gotta get rid of y'all and find some new motherfuckers, man. He went in assuming he had the best team. He didn't have the best team, not in the beginning. He figured that shit out. They figured that shit out, that he wasn't going to be a sucker and do everything they want him to do. And it was like, well, this isn't going right. Because it seems like as soon as Biden got into office, that Ukrainian-Russian shit popped off because of the pipeline, which was sabotaged probably by Americans. So we can get the war started, so we can get the money flowing again. Because for 4 years, we weren't doing no shit like that. Soon as they get in there, how long has Ukraine and Russia been at war? The entire Biden administration. Why? Why is that? I'm just asking questions. And Trump repeatedly said, if I was the president, that shit would have never happened. That Ukrainian shit would have never happened. It just wouldn't have. What makes him so sure? Why did Putin troll America and say he would be happy if Kamala Harris was president? He even made fun of her laugh in a slide. He said, she's so intelligent, and you can tell because of her laugh. Now when Putin, old ass, started poking jokes and throwing little sideways diss and shit like that. You already know why would he say something like that? Oh yeah, put Harris in charge. We like her. We like her. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell she's smart. You look at her laugh. You can tell she's smart. Make her the president of the United States. Really, nigga? You trolling hard as hell, buddy. That's fucked up, Putin. That's fucked up. You even said that on camera too. On camera. And he was grinning and cheesing when he said it. Like, man, damn. That's wild, bro. That was wild. I thought right then people would be like, what the fuck? And nobody even cared. Like the Democrats, nobody even cared. Well, they care, but you know, they didn't show that shit on their networks. They don't want nobody to see that shit. Because it might make other people ask the same questions. But why he say that? Maybe because he know he can run over motherfuckers if she was in there. And do whatever the fuck he want to do. And then if anything get fucked up, she'll take the blame for it. She'll be the fall guy. The worst president since Joe Biden. Alright, so in 20 days after the election, well, 20 something days after the election, if I'm gonna just have to write a song about the outcome. I think that'll be my next definite song. I'm gonna wait until it's already done and decided. Then I'm gonna have to write a song about like the outcome of the election. You know what I'm saying? Just to get my perspective on that shit. Either way, whichever way it goes. Cause we on a slippery slope. And the globalists got your name written in the death note. Still feeling rage, even though we flipped another page. Trying to find a new way forward when you're walking to the slaughter. Let me stop right there. I'm losing bars. I'm gonna have to write something. Once again, man, the propaganda is strong as shit. So this is a very, very I don't know. I don't think anybody can really accurately predict how this shit is gonna go. Because the propaganda is so strong, you would think, you know, the average layperson who only, you know, believes the media would think that Kamala Harris is the best black woman since Aunt Jemima. You know? They would swear like the one white boy on the college campus called her my queen. I said, God damn, nigga, you what? But you from middle suburbia, you talking about my queen Camilla. What the fuck? Bro, the brainwashing is so strong, man. It's palpable. I can hold it in my hand. Like, here's the brainwashing. Little brush on the big canvas. I've been watching a lot of reaction videos for a song called White and Nerdy by Weird Al Yankovic. You never heard White and so that's a remix from Riding Dirty. Yeah, he did White and Nerdy from Ryan Dirty. That shit was a classic. Coolio got mad when he did. He took Gangster's Paradise and turned it into Amish Paradise. Instead of he did a couple of Michael Jackson tracks, yo. Yo, Weird Al has had more albums than most rappers. Like Weird Al had like 11, 12 albums, spoof songs. He did Eat It instead of Beat It. Eat it, eat it. Um, and then Madonna's like a virgin. He did like a surgeon. Yo, like a surgeon, cutting for the very first time. Like a surgeon, I feel your heartbeat in my palm. Yo, Weird Al was the fucking man. Yo, kid, it was good, bro. I'm trying to do something with this thing, man. Slow walking, man. Slow walking. I've been fucking with the music more than I've been fucking with the paintings. But hey, I'm still making stuff. AI creations or whatever, you know? How your day going, bro? I was in here doing a diatribe about the hot Camilla Harris Fox News interview from the night before last. I didn't think she would go on there. I would give her points for that. She has to get points for, not her, her team get points for that. Are you going to do Fox? Are you going to do Fox News? I didn't think she'd have the balls to do it. But she went up there. She went on Fox. And it was one of the last networks she wanted to do because you seen what happened. You seen what happened. And that's why they was like, man, we got to give you enough time to prep. We going to let you talk to everybody else first so you get all these lines rehearsed and memorized really good. Do that Fox is like, look, I ain't playing. I'm about to play them games, man. I ain't about to play them games. Yeah, fat. Who's fat? Boom, 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 boom. And they're eating donuts and shit in the video. Yeah, yeah, fat instead of bad. That shit was funny as hell. Yeah, that's why I haven't thought about Weird Al's music for a long time, but when MTV was popping, I couldn't wait to see a Weird Al video. I swear, yo, this shit was always funny and like just funny videos, yo. One of the first the comedy musicians. I don't think anybody really did anything to that level until Lonely Island. When they started making their comedy rap, I'm on a boat, Dick in the Box and all that shit. Now they didn't do parody songs, but that still kind of reminded me of like Weird Al's just funny songs. You know, just make a funny ass song as funny as you can be. Who cares if it's goofy or silly? Just do it. My dick in the box. That shit was wild. If you ain't never seen the Dick in the Box video with Justin Timberlake, step one, you get a box. Step two, you put a hole in that box. Step three, you dig in that hole. I think that's how it went or something. Yo, it was one of the dumbest things ever. Oh my god, one of the dumbest things ever. A Valentine's Day gift or a Christmas gift or something. Oh, you gotta see it. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Like I say, very, very different from Weird Al, but still kind of like in the same vein of just being funny music. I think Lonely Island was greatly needed at that time. Yo, what's good, bro? Drinking beer, eating chips, making art, bro. That's what we doing this evening. That's the whole setup. You know what I'm saying? Tom Hot Fries. I'll be showing what I'm eating. On these ain't Tom, these handicaps. But I don't get endorsements. Somebody need to endorse me some of these times, yo. Handicap, Yingling. I'll take a couple dollars. I'll be putting your shit on my stream. For entertainment purposes only, though. Mm. Because these motherfuckers good as hell. But don't believe me. Don't take my word for it. If you really want to know, go find out for yourself. I'm not handicapped. Andy Cap. So he wears this little hat, his little cap, and his name is Andy. Handicap. I'm gonna get banned for that. I'm gonna get banned for that shit. Not handicap. Andy Cap. No, cause I can't say words sometimes, so it is completely understandable that that's what you heard. Did this motherfucker just say handicap snacks? Nah. I could have sworn he said handicap. What? Mm-mm. She needed clarification on that one. Please, sir. The name of the snacks again, if you will. Damn. All right. None of the other homies in here right now with us, Wendy, but I think you might have to get vetted, yo. You be coming through the stream a lot. I appreciate you. As you can tell, because you've been here for a little minute now. This shit don't change. I do the same. I just do the same thing every day. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit. Then I'm gonna roll out. That's how we do. Once again, this stream is for a very particular group of individuals. You gotta be a certain person to even sit and chill in here and listen to me blabber about the shit that I blabber about. All right. What time is it? Somebody still in the live stream with us? Who's that? I was gonna check my text messages. Cause I can't get text when I'm streaming on Instagram for some reason. I'm looking for a package. I'm supposed to receive something today. Check my messages. Hey, motherfucker. Where my shit at? It's on the way. Bitch, you been telling me it's on the way all day long. Where is it at? I needs to know. Mm-hmm. All right, all right, all right. I don't know what this is gonna do, but I'm just gonna pull the paint off. I'm gonna have to let that dry. I wanna add like more, like a more misty effect closer to the impact. I'm gonna have to let some of this dry. We're just pulling off wet paint. Nah, it's not gonna work. Alright, what next? We can, I really need to add more white to some of these light effects down here that represent large cities or whatever. Hot fries. Bougie, what's good, bro? Uh-huh. Back on them hot fries, boy. It's almost done, Bougie. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. This bag going in the trash today. Yep. In a little while too. This bag about to go in the trash, man. Goddamn. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just go ahead and wrap it up today. I went to the I stopped by the grocery store yesterday after work because I didn't do a big shop, but I just needed milk and some fruit. I normally try to have fruit for breakfast, or I've been back on my protein shakes for breakfast. I've only been doing it for like 2 weeks, but the protein shakes are so fucking gross, bro. That's why I don't even like that shit most of the time. I just feel like if I can just have a hearty ass breakfast, I'll be alright. But then sometimes I do feel like I'll be missing some protein in the morning if I be moving too fast, trying to get to work or whatever. So I was like, and I was doing yogurt and granola. It has the yogurt has protein in it, but the granola it's too much grain. I don't like how that shit be feeling all the time. So I was like, I need a quick breakfast again, just for those mornings where I just need to be in and out the fucking house. So I was like, I think I would go ahead and get back on the protein shit. So I stopped by the store yesterday. I ran out of milk. Need to grab some milk and some fruit. With the with those shakes, bro. Them shit be so nasty, dog. Like I put like a half a banana and like a big ass scoop of peanut butter and that shit. Then it can taste like at least like a peanut butter banana milkshake instead of like just fucking chalk. But while I was in the store, I almost grabbed another bag of handicap hot fries. And I was already thinking to myself, like, I need a snack. Then I said, oh, you already got snacks in the house, cause you still got some of them hot fries. Then I was like, yeah, nigga, but them shit's almost gone. And then I told myself, well, don't be a fat ass, man. Don't get more chips right now. You ain't even finished the ones you got. But yeah, what if I finish them and then I want some more? Then I gotta go back to the store and I can just get them now. And I was like, don't buy more chips right now, bro. You gonna hurt yourself, man. And you buy these chips now, you gonna eat all the ones you got tonight and open a new bag. I was like, yeah, you probably right. You probably right. The more I have, the more I eat. The less I have, the less I eat. Had to talk myself out of it, bro. I wanted it so bad, though. Because I already know I was going to do this right here. Well, it's fucking Friday. Hey! It's motherfucking Friday. One more time. It's motherfucking Friday. Yes, it is. You know what? I don't gotta get up super early in the morning. And I did all my workout routines this week, so I gotta make up shit. Hey man, this stream about to end on Instagram. I'm saying I got a minute 37 seconds left. So you ain't about to fire me, bitch. I'm about to quit. Talking about he might lose his job. I might lose my job, bitch. I'm out of here. Fuck y'all. No, I mean, peace. I'll be back. You're giving me a goddamn countdown. See? Soon as I end, y'all heard the chime. Soon as I end the Instagram stream, my text messages start coming through, bro. I don't get no text messages when I'm going live.
Chanting, that is embarrassing. 4 times. After the 4th time, write down what you hear.
No, but then you can make that same phrase sound like 5 or 6 other things. I've already seen this.
You heard the same thing every single time. Our eyes and ears take in electrical signals which our brains interpret based on our expectations.
I got a friend who sends me a lot of stuff, and I hate to keep saying like, I already seen that, I already know that, I already seen that. But like every time they send me something, it's like, I already seen that. You actually got that other bag of chips. Oh well. I got donut sticks downstairs. And I got some lime tortilla chips and some hot queso. Oh boy. I ain't gonna lie, I've never been a big chips and dip fan. I normally just like my chips with flavor on it. For years I would just eat barbecue chips. Then after that I went to salt and vinegar chips for a long time. And then now like I ain't gonna lie, hers has the jalapeno poppers and those fucking hot fries. Those are like my go-to chips now. But I do get every once in a while I be doing like some different dips, like some artichoke dip or some spinach dip with some tortilla chips or something. I gotta put this shit. I keep leaning back on this damn goofy ass ponytail. Shit is annoying. And I look stupid with a fucking man bun down there. Why don't you cut it? Well, I'm not gonna cut it. That's what I ain't gonna do. I'm gonna just keep complaining about it. You don't wanna listen to me complain? Block me. Hermes Trismegiston. Hermes 3 times great. Also known as Thoth. What you say? D1. What up, baby? You say I'm on a little break that I slide through. D, we need you on the floor. I'm watching my homie right now. Plus, I got 15 minutes, nigga. Tell them don't bother you right now, bro. I got a new song. You like to hear it? Here you go.
Big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. And I bang like gorillas, so I stay in the trees. Getting high on the leaves, and I know you wanna leave. With a gangster like me, smoother than some wallabies. And some of my chicks are foreign, Italian and Portuguese. German and Japanese, she favors Lucy-Lou. Norwegian and Chinese, kicking like Hong Kong food. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't like you dudes. You suckers are party poopers, y'all just ruin my mood. Baby girl, know the news, so we ain't even gotta talk. Took her right to the rules, she stripped out of thongs. When I'm sweating like a caveman, I know you feel my bone, cause I make the bed rock like we was the Flintstones. Just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigree. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Brown skin, big butt, stimulate my mojo. I'm trying to get her to hump like a Quasimodo. I make my manhood thump and do that shit slow-mo. Have your ass screaming like you call it for the popo. Waiting beans like pintos for hours like a nipple. Yeah, I got a long stroke and I love your deep throat. If the pussy good, I might let you meet my kinfolk. You can bring a friend too, that's what we into. I hope she's a 10 to a real freaky like you. I'ma beat it down good like I'm trying to fight you. I like exotic women and I know that I excite you. Don't get hyped, boo, I'ma take the time to show you I'm a pimp. I hope you can beat gang, cause I talk a lot of shit. Real slick like Rick James. Got enough dick for 10 bitches for 10 days. And I ain't never had to pay no chickens to get laid. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigree. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Big fish swimming in a small pond. So they call me the dog. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. Love a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Have your ass screaming like you call it for the popo. Sweating beans like pintos for hours like a nympho. Yeah, I got a long stroke and I love your deep throat. If the pussy good, I might let you meet my kinfolk. You can bring a friend too, that's what we into.
What time is it? It's 4:30. Okay. There wasn't a lot of traffic on the highway this afternoon. I got home fairly quick, yo. It feels like I got home early almost. And I stopped by the damn store. I had a my pressure gauge, my tire pressure gauge came on. So after work, I stopped by and put air in the tires, and I grabbed a beer, and then got on the highway, and it was like there wasn't hardly anybody on the highway this afternoon. I was like, this is awesome. I was actually able to put my fucking cruise control on for like half the trip. Like half the trip, I just fucking cruise. I was like, look at this shit. This is a good Friday afternoon right here. Let me get my ass home. Get myself to the house. And get up in here and paint some space. Get in my space and paint some space. Then I can showcase it on my space. My space isn't a thing anymore. I did read one of my old raps that said something about MySpace. I was like, I can't make this into a song. Young people like, what the fuck is MySpace? I'm so old. Jeez. I think one of them chips cut my gums. Well, I do eat them by the fucking... So, you get what you asked for, motherfucker. If you wasn't shoving a handful of hot fries in your mouth at once, your gums wouldn't be all damaged. Alright. As long as there aren't any more messages anywhere, there's messages here. Oh, that's sorry for some reason. I have a few messages here.
Oh, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on so I can walk right now. Yeah, I feel like her now. Hey, one of the couple of steppers. Yeah, try that. Everything in the world. I'm sorry. Come on, here. Always so. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now I gotta put the roll on. Oh, yeah, now this is right here. Let's see what she got to eat. Oh, yeah, well, let's see what she got in the refrigerator. What she got a little, you know. She got to eat. Oh, yeah, watch it. What she got? Captain Crown. What? I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't just leave out of here. Stop playing, bro. Come on, man. Green bean ain't shut. Let's go, nigga.
Why they send me this dumbass shit? Oh hell no. Alright, I got too many memes. Dang. Am I missing something? Oh shit. No, I did not plan this. I didn't plan this. I said go and watch some Trump from the 80s. Yo, why somebody sent me a reel just now?
Last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped
Why
off.
would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think that probably George Bush has an advantage in terms of the election. I think that probably people would say that he's got like that little edge in terms of the incumbency, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jesse Jackson's done himself very proud. I think Michael Dukakis has done one hell of a job. And George Bush has done a hell of a job. You know, they all went in there sort of as semi-underdogs, including George Bush, and they've all come out. I think people that are around all three of those candidates can be very proud of the jobs they've done.
You said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone into losing in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Last year, criticized.
1988. 1988. I was 7 years old. The man has not changed his views. Other countries are ripping us off. All these other wealthy nations live like kings, and nobody pays their fair share, and America's always in debt. This motherfucker said the same thing 30-something years ago. When Oprah Winfrey, a black woman, a real African-American woman, not no shapeshifter, transformer, biracial, beside a person of color, a black woman. She's a black American. Don't you want to be the president? A lot of people said you should be the president. In 1988, a lot of people said Trump should be the president. He said, I don't want to do it. But if I did, I'd be the best at it. He ain't changed, not one bit. It's the same dude. Pompous, a little bit arrogant, rich white dude from New York. That's fucking Trump. He's always been Trump. For some reason, when he became president, the media said, you have to hate this man. He is racist. He's a womanizer. He's a bigot. He's this, he's that. Oprah Winfrey, why don't you run for president? Come on, man. It's a fucking joke. This whole shit is a joke. And people who are brainwashed don't want to go back and look at this motherfucker ain't never changed. He basically what he said, America first, no new wars, right then. He's like, I want to do what's best for us, for the American people, for our economy. We're tired of getting ripped off. And other people aren't paying their fair share. America first. I gotta vote this time. I have to. I feel like I gotta vote this time. I got to. So if win, lose, or whatever, I felt like that was what I needed to do. If the election gets stolen or rigged or whatever, anyway. And then when this shit all over, I gotta write a song about this. This motherfucker been saying the same thing since he was a young man. I don't want to do it. I like what I do. I'm good at what I do. Oh, it doesn't pay as well either. No, it don't. Being a president won't make me as much money as I make now, bitch. I'm the fucking man. He said a lot in a little bit of words. He wasn't as long-winded back then. Now he just talk out his ass so much so. Just calm down, Trump. Go back to your old way of speaking, man. It's like, Mike Dukakis, he even said Jesse Jackson. Everybody doing a good job in the presidential run. You know what I'm saying? I think Bush is inching out a little bit. He got a little lead, but everybody doing a good job. Want no hater? Never, want hating on nobody. Or he ain't even hating on the black man. Al Sharpton was running for president. He said, I think Al Sharpton I think he even kind of donated to Al Sharpton's campaign in some kind of manner. Where the racism at? Sitting on a black woman's talk show talking about politics. Where the racism at? Oh, Trump been racist. He been racist. I can't tell. Not from his Oprah Winfrey interview from 1988. How old were you in 1988? I was still a kid. I went up at 7 years old. This motherfucker was already a full-grown adult businessman making moves and shit. But all his companies went bankrupt and this and that. That motherfucker still got money. Whatever he did, the whole through all those situations, he made it through the other side. He's not in the poorhouse. He didn't disgrace his family's name. He didn't lose all of his fortunes. He must have did something right. Even when he was in hot water and shit got kind of choppy, shit was getting kind of thick, shit started hitting the fans, he still maneuvered through that shit some kind of way to still be on top, nigga. I respect that more than people saying, oh, he had all these failed businesses. Well, he had businesses that failed. Okay, how many businesses have you ever started? He's had more failed businesses than you've ever even attempted. You know what? And that's what happens sometimes. You'll never get anything if you don't try, and then you're always gonna fail until you get the shit right. Motherfuckers stay talking shit about every little thing all the time. But we know for a fact Camilla slept her way to the top. And that's the woman y'all want representing us as a nation. A whoremonger. Goddamn home wrecker. Goddamn a side piece. Expensive side piece. Yo, that motherfucker brought her a BMW. Damn. I wish I could fuck a bitch and she buy me a car. Not just any car, I want a BMW too. Let me. Damn, bro. Must be nice. This shit must be nice. You fuck a motherfucker, they just Give you a $100,000 promotion. Here, bitch, take this job. Now, what you gonna do is you're gonna have to sit on the board, and you're gonna go to these meetings a couple times a year. It's not a lot, but as long as you stay an active board member and you show up to the meetings, they'll pay you $100,000 a year for some dumb shit. How you get all these weird ass positions, bitch? Mm-mm. I don't think so. I don't trust a motherfucker as far as I can spit. I don't trust a motherfucker as far as I can throw their ass. Excuse-moi. He said, "No dog in the race for me." Yeah, it is too, bro. You just bought a house and some property. You know your property taxes are determined on what the fuck these motherfuckers in DC be talking about. Because right now, the next county over for me are proposing a 33% tax raise for property owners. And they're saying that because whatever funding was supposed to come, some kind of annual funding that the city gets, they don't get it anymore. Probably because the goddamn shit going to Ukraine or somewhere. And so to offset whatever city shit, now property owners got to pay 33% more property tax. Sounds fugazi to me, son. Sounds a little fugazi to me. So now I gotta go start sitting on my city council board and make sure, hey, our county good, right? We got monies in our county, or we need to go holler at them motherfuckers in DC, cause y'all don't need to raise my property taxes 33%. I'm just letting you know now. I ain't gonna like that, cause then I'll be looking to sell this bitch and move some way where my property taxes aren't as high. Goddamn, I'm already paying damn near $12,000 in taxes a year. That's $1,000 a month. I'm just renting, motherfucker. I am now a renter in my own home. So I see, like, if I had to rent this property out, I would have to rent it for fucking $1,400 or $1,500 a month just to make a goddamn profit. And not even big profit, just a couple $100. Have to pay all the property taxes and everything for the goddamn year. That's why the last place that I was renting in, one of my exes, the last year we were there, the borough had raised their property taxes, so our landlord had to raise our rent $75. I don't goddamn, it's not a lot, but we've been accustomed to paying the same amount of rent for 6 fucking years. Well, she was there longer. I moved in with her, so I was there for 6.5, almost 7 years. And then all of a sudden, we gotta pay an extra $75 a month. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. You always got a dog in the fight, bro. You just have to realize that at Take us a while to realize it, but
Big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. And I bang like gorillas, so I stay in the trees, getting high on the leaves. And I know you wanna leave when it gets like me, smoother than some wallabies. And some of my chicks are foreign, Italian and Portuguese, German and Japanese. She favors Lucy Norwegian and Chinese. Kick it like Hong Kong food. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't like you dudes. You suckers are party poopers, y'all just ruin my mood. Baby girl know the news, so we ain't even gotta talk. Took her right to the room, she stripped out of thong. When I'm sweating like a caveman, I know you feel my bone, cause I make the bed rock like we was the Flintstones. Big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigree. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Brown skin, big butt, stimulate my mojo. I'm trying to get her to hump like a Quasimodo. I make my man hood up and do that shit solo. Have your ass screaming like you call it for the purpose. Waiting beans like pintos for hours like a nipple. Yeah, I got a long stroke and I love your deep throat. If the pussy good, I might let you meet my kid folk. You can bring a friend too, that's what we into. I hope she's attending to a real freaky like you. I'ma beat it down good like I'm trying to fight you. I like exotic women and I know that I excite you. Don't get hyped, boo, I'ma take the time to show you I'm a pimp. I hope you can beat gang, cause I'm talking a lot of shit. Real slick like Rick James. Got enough dick for 10 bitches for 10 days. And I ain't never had to pay no chickens to get laid. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigree. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Big fish swimming in a small pond. So they call me the dog. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red ball, thoroughbred pedigrees. Have your ass screaming like you calling for the popo, sweating beans like pintos for hours like a nympho. Yeah, I got a long stroke and I love your deep throat. If the pussy good, I might let you meet my kid folk. You can bring a friend too, that's what we into.
alright, so I made a different version of that song because it starts off so fast that you don't really hear like the first word, and it's just you don't hear I'm on that track. But later on in the hook, you can hear it good when the hook comes in. But so I added something to the front of it, so you can hear like when the first bar actually starts. So I'll go back. Can I? How do I go back? Can I do that? Yeah. So listen how it, when it starts off, it like jumps right into the song immediately.
Big fish swimming in a small pond. We blowing that. Big fish swimming in a small pond. And the
So it's kind of hard, well, for me at least, to hear like that first word. It just starts so abruptly.
big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic.
And I don't mind. I really don't mind it, but I did try to do something to it, and so this is what it did.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Whiteness. They can't break. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond.
That's not what I wrote. I wrote, yeah, 843, let's get it. And it said, what just now? Wait a minute.
Whiteness. They can't play. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog. I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red bone, thoroughbred pedigree. And I bang like a bullet, so I stay in the trees. Getting high on the leaves, and I know you wanna leave. But a gangster like me smoother than some wild babies. And some of my chicks are foreign, Italian or Portuguese. Berlin and Japanese. She favors Lucy Liu, Norwegian and Chinese. Kicking like Hong Kong food. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't like you dudes. Some suckers are party poopers, y'all just ruin my mood. Baby girl know the news, so we ain't even gotta talk. Took her right to the room, she stripped out a thong. When I'm sweating like a caveman, I know you feel my bone, cause I make the bed rock like we was the Flintstones. Just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog, I'm pumping like amphetamines. I'm a big red bone, thoroughbred pedigree. I'm just a big fish swimming in a small pond. And the women say I'm magic when I wave my wand. So they call me the dog, I'm pumping like.
I don't like that. It changed it up too much. I'll just keep the original version I have. Ouch. Anyway, tonight I do plan on putting together that next gangster track that I found. So we'll play around with that a little bit later. Tomorrow morning I might do some Mid-Journey AI stuff tomorrow morning, maybe? We'll see.
Just break it down. Starting with literally one of the coolest things I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, I know this is probably not the first time you've seen this, but I honestly can't get enough of it, so we're gonna watch it again right now. But this is the moment that SpaceX managed to catch their rocket booster out of midair with what they call their little chopsticks. So this is just so insane to me.
You can see how fast this vehicle is moving on the left hand screen. Engine ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks right here.
That was pretty fucking amazing, yo. I saw that shit too, like, you can't deny that shit.
First ever attempt, we have successfully caught the Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower. What an incredible!
Are you kidding me? Now, you probably can't tell on camera, but I literally just got goosebumps watching that again, and it's probably like the 10th time I've seen it. No, I know that has nothing to do with AI. I just think it is so cool. It's like so impressive what humans can accomplish when they all come together and put their brains together to engineer these types of things. It's mind-blowing to me. But let's go ahead and move on to the actual AI stuff. This week was Adobe Max out in Miami. This is an annual event that Adobe puts on where they show off all of the cool things that they're about to release right now. But then they also do this thing called Adobe Sneaks, where they give you a sneak peek of some of the really cool stuff that they're working on. And well, surprise, surprise, it was like all AI this year. Now, the thing that most people seem to be talking about from this event was the Adobe Firefly generative video. We've had generative images for a long time, but now Adobe Firefly is going to allow you to generate videos. You can see they type a text prompt here, they click generate, and you actually get pretty decent looking videos. I mean, they're probably cherry picked. If they're showing them at Adobe Max, you know it's gonna be the best of the best that they're gonna show off. But I mean, they look pretty good. And one thing about this new Adobe Firefly video model is that they claim that this is like the only ethical AI video model. We can see here it says Adobe trained its Firefly generative AI models on licensed content such as Adobe stock and public domain content, and it was developed in accordance with the company's AI ethics principles of accountability, responsibility, and transparency. Now, basically, they're saying that it wasn't trained on other people's videos and images to create this. It was trained on Adobe stock and public domain, but Adobe stock actually kind of includes some AI generated images, because I know for a long time Adobe stock was allowing people to upload images that they generated with Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or these various AI platforms. So although they had the license to use those images, they were still images generated with tools that used, I guess, the less ethical ways of generating images. So it's all very confusing and complicated, but nonetheless, they claim that this is trained on all footage that they had the rights to use so that nobody could come back and say, hey, my videos were in your training set. Now, they showed off the Adobe Firefly video, but we don't actually have access to that mode where we can just type a prompt and get a video out. But they did give access inside of Adobe Premiere to what they call Generative Extend, which we can see here in this demo, where you can see they've got some footage down here, but there's a little bit of a gap. There's like a 2-second gap here that they need to close that gap, and they don't have video to close that gap. So they can now use AI to actually stretch and extend that footage, and you can see it now generates AI footage to just extend the existing video clip, which anybody who does video editing knows how handy that's going to be. Now, it does sound like they are starting to roll out beta access to this Adobe Firefly video model, but it is a waitlist. You can actually join the waitlist over at this long URL here, but I'll make sure it's linked up in the description so you can easily join the waitlist if you want to use this new generative video model. And here's a few more examples of it. Paper mache panda, an astronaut, unplugged something here. We got a little butterfly. It looks like it can generate text within the video, so that's pretty cool. And all sorts of cool examples of what it's capable of. If this had come out like a year ago, everybody would be blown away by it. But now that we've seen Sora, and we've seen Runway, and we've seen Luma Dream Machine, and we've seen Kling, and we've seen all of these other AI video tools, it feels like it's kind of on par with the rest of them. Adobe Photoshop got an AI upgrade as well. We can see in their little demo video here, there's a Find Distractions button. It finds wires and cables and people. He clicks the wires and cables button, the wires get removed. He clicks the people button, the people disappear. Now it's just the dude sitting on a wall. And of course, Generative Fill, that got some upgrades as well. They're basically running the latest image model called Firefly Image 3. We can see here's the new innovations in Photoshop. We've got the distraction removal tool. There's a new generative workspace. And now generally available, we've got Generative Fill, Generative Expand, Generate Similar, and Generate Background, which are all powered by that new Adobe Firefly 3 model. Here's a look at that generative workspace here. They type in a prompt, 3D podium, arches, product photography, minimal, blue, green, yellow. It generates a bunch of podium images that they can choose between, and then they are able to bring their product in and display it. All these features are available inside of the Adobe beta versions of the app. So if you're a Creative Cloud member, log into your Creative Cloud app, go to Apps, click on Beta, and make sure you're downloading the beta version of Photoshop or the beta version of Premiere Pro. The non-beta versions won't have them available yet. They also rolled out some AI features inside of Adobe Lightroom, things like quick actions that use AI to automatically touch up the sky, touch up the skin, make the colors pop, things like that. The generative remove feature is also available now inside of Adobe Lightroom, so you don't have to go into the full Photoshop in order to remove things from your photos. And those are really the main AI updates that are available right now. But I did mention they gave a whole bunch of sneak peeks of some of the things they were working on. And that's where the truly mind-blowing stuff came out of Adobe Max. If you're somebody that uses AI at work, or you're thinking about using AI at work, you need to check out HubSpot's completely free bundle of 5 essential resources for using ChatGPT at work. And honestly, if you haven't embraced AI yet, just remember what NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said. AI will be the most transformative technology of the 21st century. It will affect every industry and aspect of our lives. So if you're not using AI to speed up and improve the quality of your work, well, Your competitors probably are. So the link to this totally free resource is down in the description below, and trust me, this is something you're going to want to look through. It includes interesting flowcharts on what you should or shouldn't use ChatGPT for. There's also a really cool template that you could use with ChatGPT to make sure that any of the content it creates for you follows your brand's voice. You've also got an AI-generated content refinement checklist to double check the AI's work and ensure that you're putting something out into the world that you really want to be putting out there. There's also a 4-page checklist that you can easily follow all about adopting AI in the workplace, and a super comprehensive PDF guide on how to supercharge your day with ChatGPT. And here's something really cool. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this document, they have 100 ways to try ChatGPT today, and it's got some really cool prompts to test out. Things like providing recommendations for improving customer service and support, providing recommendations for improving SEO, helping with email management and organization, and so much more. Again, it is really comprehensive and really helpful. Once again, the link to this completely free resource from HubSpot is in the description below, and thank you so much to HubSpot for sponsoring this video. One of my favorite demos was from this Project Perfect blend here, where it shows a table with, a Christmas background here, and the girl here who was demonstrating this, she pulled in an image of her boyfriend sitting at a table, removed the background, and then placed him like he was sitting at this table.
With Venmo, you can shop local, pay easily, track spending, surprise your friends, split the costs, and
if we look down at the very bottom of the video here, there's this harmonize button. And when she clicks the harmonize button, you can see that it actually relights the image so it looks like he's actually in that position. And it even cast a new shadow on the table here to make it look like he's really there. She then pulled in an image of herself sitting at a table in completely different lighting, removed the background on it, and then clicked the harmonize button. And once again, it relit the whole thing so it all looks like it's got the same lighting. It added shadows.
Wow.
It just made it look more real. They weren't done. They wanted to put a cat on the table, so they pulled in an image of a cat, removed the background on the cat, clicked the harmonize button.
Now that's something I can do when people ask me to do collages, and they have like 4 or 5 pictures taken at all different years and different cameras and different lighting, and it's like, oh, can you put all these in one photo? And it's like, I could try. But damn, if you can just upload them to Photoshop and say harmonize and then make it look like one, solid image, that would be bomb, man. What the fuck? So he says this is a feature that is to come.
And made it look like the cat was sitting at the table. And then she showed off that you can change the background on the image and it will relight the whole thing based on what's going on in the background. So notice how it's like an orange glow coming through the trees, and it casts an orange glow on everybody in the image. Nighttime with fireworks, and you can see this sort of blue glow on his face and this sort of orange glow on her face coming from the various fireworks. And no matter what they changed the background to, it made it all harmonize and look like it was all one cohesive image. They also showed off this Project Clean machine where they took this star-lapse video, but it had all these flashes in the video. Here's the original video. You can see the sort of flashes that keep popping up on the camera. Well, he uses his Project Clean machine, and it figures out how to remove all of those flashes and give him a really clean star-lapse. They showed off this Project Hi-Fi where they gave an image of a room, generated a bright pink empty living room, etc., etc. This to me looks very similar to what you can do with something like NVIDIA Canvas. They drew a little plant image, it generated this plant image, they gave us some more detail here, and then they were able to pull their plant image into the original image that they built. They drew this little couch image, it created this version of the couch, and of course they're able to pull that couch into the image. Pretty cool stuff. We've seen stuff like this before, but it'll be cool to be able to do this kind of thing directly inside of Photoshop. They showed off this Project Scenic where they enter a prompt up here in the top right, a cozy campsite. They click generate, and it generates this campsite with 3D objects in it. And you notice each one is like a movable, scalable object, just like you would be able to interact with it in Blender. Once they have the composition dialed in the way they like it, they can click this generate button down here, and it generates a more realistic image, but it follows the composition that they created using those 3D objects. Here's another example where it's sort of like zoomed out more and they added a whole bunch of trees and more tents around this campsite. And the cool thing is, this being a 3D space, they can point the camera however they want. So they can have like a top-down view of this campsite or this sort of low-angle view of the campsite. And then they can scale the things from this angle however they want, and they get a much more realistic image from that exact angle that they set up. So it's this really cool project where it creates this 3D environment. You can add whatever elements you want to the 3D environment, scale up, scale down, and then point the camera however you want, and then convert that to like a realistic image. They showed off this Project Remix-a-Lot, which looks like it's designed for Adobe Illustrator, where you can sort of mock up what you want like a flyer to look like, and then it will generate that flyer in a similar look to what you were going for. Here's another flyer that they generated, and this seems like it'll be really handy, really cool. This is where the sort of remixing comes in, is that they can resize it to any size that you want.
Yeah, there's so much
EVE
AI
Online
shit right now.
is a
God damn.
vast universe, alive with the unrelenting activity and combined history of its players. Pursuing lives of adventure, warfare, and prosperity, they share this existence in the biggest single shard, free-to-play MMO of all time. Set 21,000 years in the future, EVE takes place in a distant cluster of over 7,000 star systems known as New Eden. It is a rich and diverse universe, featuring densely populated havens of relative safety, governed by 4 great empires. Hostile systems where player alliances make the rules. Even regions of anomalous and unexplored space that hold their own secrets. You play as a Capsuleer, a revered breed of highly trained pilot, having achieved immortality through the use of cloning technology. You navigate the universe encased in an armored capsule deep within your ship, where you have complete neural control and function as one. There are hundreds of ships to fly in EVE. Everything from small, nimble...
And you can see it will generate that same image just in the new size. You can see it sort of reformatted everything without it looking distorted and funky. She even showed a demo where she made this giant sort of like leaderboard style banner, and it rearranged the text so it is in a more vertical format, and it did all of that with this sort of behind the scenes AI. So you just create the one flyer that you want, and then let's say you need a whole bunch of banners for Google Ads or whatever. You just tell it the dimensions you want, and it will regenerate a similar banner for every dimension that you want. It also has this feature where it can match a style. So they generated this little flyer here for a circus, and then they gave it this example to basically say, match the style of my banner with that banner. And you can see it regenerated their circus banner with all the same exact text and details, just in the same style of this other image that they uploaded. People who do a lot of banner advertising or do a lot on social media where they need different sizes of their memes or whatever they're making for various social media platforms are gonna love that feature. But now we're getting into the coolest things that I saw at Adobe Max, and there was 2 that really stood out for me. The first one being this Project Supersonic here. And this one is very audio-based, so let me just play the demo for you here. In this first example, they give a video of a forest, along with the prompt up here, forest ambience. And this is what it generated. So by giving it that one text prompt, it was able to match up the audio with the video footage.
Now, of course, I want to add a sound for the spaceship, but I'm kind of out of ideas. But no worries, because Project Supersonic is also an inspiration machine. I can hit subject selection, and when I click on the spaceship, it's going to write a prompt for me. There we go. Check it out. We get a spaceship taking off from a forest planet. Sounds good to me. Let's give it a go. I'm going to hit generate, and let's see what we get.
thought that was really cool because you notice how as it lifts, it really syncs up to the sound. It's like, whoop, and it's like as the spaceship goes up, it like knows that it makes that sound of taking off. I don't know, that to me was just really, really cool. But they actually had another demo here where he used his own voice to sort of control what was going to happen with the audio. So check this out.
We got the growls down, now let's see what we get back. I'm gonna type in monster growl and I'm gonna hit generate. And it's going to be using the precise timing, dynamics, and energy of my voice to drive the generation. Whoa.
So that was really cool. And then the final thing, and this to me was the most mind-blowing because I can see it being used to like sort of easily do more like animations and stuff, and so I can see using it in some of my own like fun video workflows in the future. But this one's called Project Turntable.
The warrior should be looking at the dragon, right? So I have to turn the warrior around to face the dragon. But you see, it's a 2D vector shape, and I cannot just turn it around. No, normally I have to redraw the entire shape, which is going to take a lot of time. But here, let me show you our new tool. I'll just need to select the shape and click this Giant Wheels button. And then I can just rotate the shape by simply dragging the slider.
That is so crazy. Look at that.
So how much did it cost to fill your tank?
Almost $100.
How much is the car payment?
$140.
And what about insurance?
$180.
It figured out like every angle of that character, and now he can set that character up however he wants.
I can just turn the dragon around like this.
And then of course he goes and does it with the dragon as well to show off that he can do it with any of the images. That to me was probably the most mind-blowing, the coolest thing that I saw out of Adobe Max was this Project Turntable. Again, Adobe Max Sneaks is all sneak peeks of stuff they've been working on, so this isn't actually stuff that's currently available. These are sort of like their experimental projects that they're doing that will be available eventually, but they don't really have much of a timeline on yet. But this is one that, man, that was so cool. Those were really the main things I wanted to show off from Adobe Max. There was a lot more that wasn't related to AI. You know, a lot of other quality of life features that they added to Illustrator and to their various suites of tools. But I wanted to show you the stuff that really impressed me, and specifically the AI related stuff. So since we're on this vein of sort of creativity and art right now, let's talk about Kyber, because Kyber just launched what they call Super Studio. The new Kyber Super Studio now adds the ability to use Luma Labs Dream Machine directly inside of it, Black Forest Labs Flux, and Kyber's own image and video models that they already had available. It's also got this Canvas interface in it that allows you to sort of connect the dots and have this like visual workflow. So I actually happen to have a Kyber account so we can take a look, and we can see we've got this like canvas that I can move around and zoom way in on and zoom out on. And I just realized as I hover over these videos, it automatically plays any of these videos that I hover over. Now, it kind of looks like they're trying to model what you get out of something like Comfy UI, but a little bit less complex. We can see up here, it looks like we can upload our own images, pick a aesthetic here, and then it will output a handful of variations in this image creation flow here. And then down in this video creation flow, which is using Luma's Dream Machine, it looks like, you could give a text prompt of a subject, you can give the video details like the aspect ratio, you can give it a starting keyframe, you can even give it an ending keyframe, and watch as it animates between those two keyframes. It looks like it's pretty much taking what you can do with Flux, what you can do with Luma's Dream Machine, and what you've already been able to do with Kyber, and sort of mashing them all together into this like node-based connecting workflow system. And then as you build it, it's on this like infinite canvas where you could keep on adding more to it and build out a sort of board of creative ideas. If I click on this plus button up at the top, we have all sorts of options like Luma Video, Flux Image, Image Lab, Video Restyle, Image Upscale, Profile Picture Restyle, and Logo Restyle. And if I click on any one of these, it brings that little node in, and I can update the details here. So in my Image Lab, I can give it a prompt or an image. Let's give it the prompt of wolf howling at the moon. Press this little smiley face button here, and we can see it starts on a generation here. And we got an image of a wolf howling at a moon that I can zoom in on in my infinite canvas here. I come up to this plus button again and do Luma video. I can give it the subject, a wolf howling at the moon. It would be cool if I was able to just take this wolf howling at the moon, pull it in here as my starting keyframe, and oh, it did. I can. And now if I click generate, it should generate based on this image that I just pulled in here as my starting keyframe. And roughly a minute later, I've got a video of a wolf. We all know how AI video is right now. Sometimes it takes a few re-rolls. I really like this sort of canvas style where you could just sort of keep on adding stuff to the same window and get more creative and, you know, drag what you've created into other little modules here. Something that I need to play around with more. This was actually my first time testing this on this video, but so far seems pretty cool. Not nearly as complicated as what something like Comfy UI is. And I have a feeling this like node-based system where you connect the dots is going to get fleshed out a little bit more over time. The tool Create AI just integrated pretty much all of the video models that are available into one platform. So if you have a Crea account, you can now create videos with Minimax, Luma Labs, Runway, Pika Labs, and Kling, which I think pretty much covers all the main players in the AI video generation space. So if I go over here to Crea.ai, go into video, click generate videos, I could generate a video by typing a prompt, a wolf howling at the moon, and then down in the bottom left you can see a little pop-up menu with options for Luma, Runway, Kling, Haluo AI, which is also Minimax, and then Pika. It also looks like it gives you estimated times for how long it'll take to generate. Luma's 1 minute, Runway's 1 minute, Kling is about 10 minutes, Haluo AI is about 10 minutes, Pika is 5 minutes. Pretty cool upgrade. So now if you want to play around with these AI video models, you can play around with all of the available models in one single place. If you're a fan of generating music, Suno just rolled out a new feature with video and image prompting. It says here, whether it's a stunning landscape, a funny meme, a candid selfie, or a quick video of your daily adventure, Suno Scenes helps you create unique songs from your favorite photos and videos, all from your phone. Now, it looks like it's only available on the mobile app, which I do happen to have here, so we can go ahead and take a peek. I'll go ahead and click the create button. Let's just go ahead and take a picture of what I'm seeing right now and see what it generates from that. It does say, pro tip, adding some context makes your song even more personal, but I kind of don't want to do that. I want it to read the image. I feel like if I give it more context, then it's just me giving it like a text input for a song. So I want to just do it. I know I can give it a style like punk or hip hop or whatever. I just want to see what it does if I just give it an image. Here's what we got.
Camera, I'm screening the dance, recursive trance, oceans backdrop, tech playing tricks.
World of Warcraft hardcore
That's
random.
crazy.
All your abilities and talents random.
So
you
I
only
got
get
that
one life. Let's see how far you
option
can get
I
to
just
roll your
haven't done
first
it yet.
4 ability.
We can see the lyrics it generated here. Camera and screen in a dance, recursive trance, oceans backdrop, tech play, and tricks. That was all the lyrics it generated based on what it saw. But there's a painting in the background with the ocean, and there is tech and a camera and a screen. So, I mean, it figured out what's in the picture and made music around it. HeyGen also rolled out a new feature called Interactive Avatar. They claim that...
That's kind of greedy. Alright, anyway, I'm out here. Appreciate y'all chilling with me. I'll get with y'all next time. Peace.